What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all had a really great little holiday season. I wish you all a very happy new year. And as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I'm gonna be doing a little giveaway to kick off the new year. And we're gonna be giving away one of these Zhiyun Crane 2S's to one of you lucky people out there, okay? So stick around until the end of the video if you wanna learn how to win one of these. And quick little spoiler alert, the reason why I'm giving one of these away is because I like this gimbal so much. I contacted Zhiyun and I said, hey, do you mind if I give one of these away to one of my lucky subscribers, because I know that they'll love that chance to get a free gimbal and they'll put it to good use. So that is that. I'm gonna try to keep this video short and sweet, to the point. And you all know that I'm not really a big technical reviewer type of guy. I'm just a guy with a camera. I like to make things look pretty, and I like to give you guys my opinions on things like this, okay? So I hope you enjoy the video, and remember, stick around to the end to learn how to win one of these bad boys. I gotta put this down before I freaking break it. So a quick disclaimer before we dive into the nitty gritty about this gimbal. I am not being paid by Zhiyun to say anything positive about this crane. Zhiyun did not sponsor this video at all. I simply just signed a contract that stated they will send me a gimbal and I will make a review video in return within a certain amount of time, which I completely voided that contract, by the way. I was supposed to make this video like 2 months ago, but I just felt like I didn't own the gimbal and use it enough to justify me giving you guys my honest feedback on it. So just wanted to let you all know that. And Zhiyun, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I voided the contract, but I think that my honest thoughts and opinions on your product is worth more than staying within a certain time frame. So right off the bat, let's talk about the design and build quality of this bad boy right here. First things first, the gimbal is built out of great materials. I don't exactly know what they are, some sort of aluminum or metal, but all I know is that they feel great. There's a couple of plastic pieces here and there, which is a given on pretty much any gimbal, but they don't feel cheap or anything. They don't feel like they're gonna break at any given time or point. So yeah, the build quality is amazing, and the overall design of the gimbal, like the color scheme with the matte black and the gold accents and then the carbon fiber handle, it's just so sleek looking, so sharp. I really do love the color scheme that they went with. They got rid of the old red friggin' ring around the handle and they went with gold. And gold is sexy. So aside from the build quality and the design of this gimbal, we have to talk about the functionality and the ergonomics. And the first thing that I want to point out is the motor locking pins. What these do is exactly what I just said. They lock the motors in place, so that when you're traveling or when you're transporting the gimbal from place to place, or even when you're balancing the gimbal, you can lock the motors in place and they're not gonna swing around and move around and bang into things and potentially damage the gimbal. So that is a huge, huge plus. I'm super glad that Zhiyun added the locking motors to this gimbal. It's you need it, you just need it. So the gimbal does feel really good when you're holding it in your hands. Zhiyun did not change the shape of the pistol grip at all from their previous Crane 2, which is fine, but I wish they would have made the pistol grip a little bit more like what Ronin does, or even Moza is doing now with their new gimbals, where on the front side of the gimbal itself, up here towards the top, the gimbal kind of swings out and adds a little lip. So your finger, when you're holding it, the gimbal will kind of rest on top of your finger. And it's just easier to support the gimbal that way. I always found with the original Crane 2, I had a hard time figuring out how to hold the gimbal without squeezing it too much. And that's one thing where if you start to squeeze the gimbal too much, you start to introduce more jitters and shakes into your footage. And the whole point about using a gimbal is to try to get smooth footage. So with the Ronin S, for example, I would just put my finger there and kind of rest the gimbal on it, and then I would just kind of let gravity do its thing and just guide the gimbal with me, So I do wish Zhiyun did change the design a little bit to accompany more of that feeling, but aside from that, everything else is pretty good. They did add a beautiful little trigger button right here in front, but I will be honest, it is kind of hard to press, especially when you're out running and gunning, because you can't really feel it. It kind of just blends in so seamlessly to the design of the front of the gimbal that it kind of gets lost when you're looking for it. And if there was a lip here, like what Ronin does, it would be easier to find that trigger. So again, that's where that design from Ronin comes into handy, in my opinion. If Zhiyun could do something like that, it would just make it better, in my opinion. Just better. Now there is one thing that I do not like at all about this gimbal, and I didn't like this at all about the original Crane 2 either, and that is where they put the follow focus wheel. It's amazing that you have the option to use a wireless follow focus to, control lenses that don't have autofocus, or if your camera's not good with autofocus, but it's on the left side, and in my opinion, it's just kind of weird and awkward to use when you're out shooting in like a real environment. Also, if you're not using the follow focus, you can't remove this knob. So if you like to keep your left hand on the top of the gimbal like how I do, this knob just kind of gets in the way and it sits right in like the palm of your hand and just makes the gimbal even thicker to hold. So I wish that they could have made this knob detachable so when you're not using it, you can just take it off and it's not obstructing any grip or anything like that. So moving into the weight capacity of these motors and how much this gimbal can actually hold within its payload, I'm not exactly sure, okay? Zhiyun doesn't give a specific number on how much this gimbal can hold, but I will attest to saying that it can hold at least like 8 pounds. And I've seen people rig out their Z-cams, I've seen people rig out their Blackmagic pockets and put them on here. I've even seen people put C200s on here and the gimbal holds it, no problem. There's plenty of room within the arms and like the structure of the gimbal to support cameras that are much bigger like that. So yeah, the motors are definitely strong enough. So don't worry about that. So aside from the motors being very strong and reliable, they're also very smooth. And that is one thing that I did notice about testing many different gimbals over the past couple of years. Zhiyun does have some really good like motor science, I guess that's what I'm gonna call it. They have good motor science, and right out of the box, the gimbal just feels so natural when you're panning and tilting. You don't really have to make too many adjustments within the menu to get the gimbal to do exactly what you want. Aside from that, you already know that this gimbal comes with all the standard modes like pan follow, full log, vortex mode, POV mode, all the modes, okay? It's got all the modes and it does them all very well. A huge upgrade and a huge plus to this gimbal, and a lot of gimbals are coming out with this feature now, but it's the built-in LCD screen on the back. Zhiyun added the ability to quickly auto-tune your camera's capacity on the motors directly from the back LCD screen on the gimbal. So this completely eliminates you needing to go into your phone while you're on set, out shooting, wasting time fumbling around through the app to try to auto-tune the motors. So another thing that I love about this gimbal is that it uses the Manfrotto 501 style quick release plates, which is just like a standard across all of the entire industry. Pretty much everyone that I know uses the Manfrotto 501 plate. All of my tripods have the 501 plate. It just makes it easier for me personally to swap between gimbal, tripod, and whatever else I'm using, glide cam even. Like, it's just a really good universal quick release plate. Another really cool feature that I'm actually really impressed with is the vertical shooting mode. You can quickly slide your camera off of the sled and mount it to this point right here. And once you rebalance your gimbal and then auto tune it one more time, your camera is then in vertical shooting mode. So if you're shooting for a client who strictly wants Instagram content or just mobile content for like Snapchat ads or Facebook ads, whatever, you can shoot the entire project with your camera vertically, so that way there you don't have to crop in and post and lose a bunch of resolution and detail. So that is actually a really cool design, and I'm very impressed with it, honestly. So another really cool feature about this gimbal is that you can actually mount an extra quick release plate to the bottom of the sled right here. And what this allows you to do is quickly detach the arm itself and move your camera from gimbal to tripod, or even just shooting handheld and then back to the gimbal, all without having to rebalance the gimbal when you take your camera off. So that is a huge plus right there, and it's a huge time saver. So one thing I do want to touch upon real quick is just the amount of accessories that you can get to kit this gimbal out and just make it more user-friendly, more versatile for you in the way that you shoot on set. For me, I really love this underslung handle that just mounts right here to the bottom of the motor. This allows you to quickly put your camera into underslung mode and just get those low angle shots much easier. And yeah, I really love having this thing on my gimbal pretty much at all times when I'm shooting, because it's just so versatile and it's so easy to use. That's what I love about it, it's so easy to use. Another accessory that I really love that Zhiyun offers is the wireless follow focus. If you know me, you know that I love to shoot on my vintage glass, and vintage glass does not have autofocus, so I have to manual focus those lenses. With the wireless follow focus, I'm able to control my focus point with the wheel on the side of the gimbal and keep my subjects in focus while I'm shooting. It's a huge plus, and I really do love having that option when I'm shooting. So aside from those two accessories, Zhiyun does offer a ton of other accessories. I've said accessories so many times trying to film this part, so bear with me, but SmallRig does make a bunch of these accessories as well. So you can really build out this gimbal to be however you want with the use of all these accessories. So overall, this is a really great gimbal for the price. You get a high payload, you get reliable motors, you get smooth and natural feeling motors, you get versatility, you get accessories, you get the whole 9 yards, okay? You get everything in this package for a really affordable price, and it's a really professional gimbal. I definitely recommend it if you're in the market for one and you don't want to spend upwards of $1,000 on a pistol grip gimbal. You really can't go wrong with the Crane 2S. So now onto the portion of the video that you've all been waiting for since you read the freaking title, and that's the giveaway, okay? I'm gonna be giving away a brand new Crane 2S to one of you very lucky viewers, hopefully subscribers, okay? And the way to enter into this giveaway is by, number one, you gotta like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want brownie points, make sure to hit the notification bell so you know when I upload these types of videos, okay? Number two, head over to my IG, follow me there, drop a line, comment on one of my posts, tell me that you entered into the gimbal giveaway and you're excited for your chance to win. And number three, you gotta drop a comment here on this video, and I want you guys to tell me one thing that you are grateful for in your life, okay? Just one thing, what you're grateful for and why. I will be picking a random winner at the end of the month on January 31st, okay? So you have from now until then to enter into this giveaway, and I will be picking a random winner just from a random generated winner picker, whatever thing, in the comments down below. I will announce the winner on February 1st, 2021. So if you're watching this video, hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on IG, and drop a comment. Tell me what you're grateful for and why. And hopefully you get the chance to win this gimbal, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.